Why? Uh-oh, Rob.
What's to say the lesson? Rose says. What are you knitting?
I'm crocheting. Just like a swatch.
Rob,
My buddy put the
it started, and I press pause.
He told me we were at
Yeah, I know. I think that your buds hit the thing.
Minutes already.
Huh?
It's only a few minutes early. Pause doesn't help you.
Oh, it doesn't.
It only helps in terms of playback.
Do you want to turn it off and start it over now? You might also want to go in that kind of you might want to. Jesse, she's like right on camera for you. You might want to move.
Oh, yeah. Did you say you?
I'm here. I'm doing better.
You up and about?
I know that.
Not really. I went to PT yesterday. So this is like my first. Yesterday was my first outing. It's like my real.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
I know. How about that?
Big deal.
I'm doing okay. Got my questions still.
How are you?
But it was a long week. I will tell you the first time I was pretty miserable. I cried several times. I'm so sorry. And I don't cry. I'm not like a crier. I just stood there like that. It's like, I'm helpless. I feel so helpless. Like, I didn't realize how helpless I was. I'm pretty helpless. It's amazing.
Like how delicate a system.
It is, right? And it's not until somebody comes. How are you? Good.
It's kind of just something.
Less than 5 minutes.
Oh, I love it.
Classy lady here.
Sorry, I'm not getting up.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Well, thank you for coming. I can't believe you guys did this.
Yeah, this is great.
Amazing. Yeah.
Right here.
Hi.
Literally right
How are you? Shabbat shalom.
The girls were so confused. They were like, what? What do you mean?
They're saying it's a mashup.
Yeah.
This is where mommy works. Yeah, no, I mean, it's awesome. Yeah.
I mean, it's supposed to have like 30
I mean, it's nice. Yeah.
We should do this more than once a year.
Yeah, it would be amazing. I mean, whatever.
I hear someone say it's amazing.
Yeah, I know. So, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, that's a good idea. That would be. Yeah. That's a good idea. We should explore that.
I know that we got temple in it.
Yeah.
We would shuttle people to another campus.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Birmingham, we would shuttle. Again, a 45-minute drive.
Right. Yeah, that's a really good idea.
I missed you so much in class. I can't wait to be back.
Yeah.
Thank you for my car.
I'll be there on Sunday.
We'll be there too. I got my booster fit. I can walk a little bit, but not right now.
That's great.
I stood there at one point and so helpless. I don't feel good. It doesn't feel good to stand up. It doesn't feel good to sit down. I have to sleep on my brain every night.
Oh my gosh.
uncomfortable. I can't sleep.
What's the
like,
recovery time?
So I'm doing Israel with Rob in February.
Okay.
My goal is February 20th. That's 3 months.
Yep.
And they said I still have to bring my crutches and my braces. And when I already drew it. And they're like, yeah, if you want to walk 5 miles, I'm like, I'm walking 5 miles. I don't think I do. They say in 6 weeks I should be able to recuperate and be like doing my everyday kind of activities.
Yeah.
But I have to do that.
Yeah.
Nice to see you out and about.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, down in your neck of the woods.
Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome. Great to have you.
Nice to be here.
Make a lot. Found it okay?
Oh, yeah. You did, yeah.
It's, I mean, it's a little, you don't know the campus.
The campus is the issue, yeah.
Right.
You know, the thing says turn down whatever lane. It looks like it's drive.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Campus though.
It is a very,
Because we did have
yeah, right. Yeah.
I've been to Edinburgh.
You like it?
Yeah. You work here?
No, I teach on the valley. So I do. Yeah.
I thought you taught up here.
Yeah.
I know your wife teaches here, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I teach on the valley.
What do you teach?
Chemistry and research.
Okay. Shabbat shalom. How are you? Good.
Chemistry is 10th grade?
11th. Yeah, well, they'll work right soon. Yeah, and I have some 10th graders, they're mostly 11th. You take your James live?
Yeah.
Did you just stay down here?
I moved here.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I moved down here. I'm not going to.
Too long.
Yeah, it's kind of a lot later.
How are you?
Hey, welcome to Meadville. Thank you. Shabbat shalom. Sorry I can't get up. I have some surgery on my knee.
Did you get a replacement?
Yeah, and then they had to clean my meniscus up. We'll go there for a little bit. Yeah, it's been a week.
Was this a sudden injury?
I hurt myself in September 23rd, so I just was waiting for the right time.
Yeah.
Surgery.
Yeah.
The campus is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Eric works here, right? And do you work here too?
No, I'm doing it. I'm a trailing staff. Just like you in the area.
It's just a new career every time you have to move, right? I guess.
Just do it.
That's where I'll be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I came to Meadville over 30 years ago. So.
How do you like it here?
I really like this small town.
Where'd you go?
Life is short.
I was born in Boston, you know, at the age of 20 now, and
Rob and I went to Salt Lake City on our honeymoon. Oh, okay. It was very interesting. Yeah. We took a tour of the Mormon, because it was during COVID, so they were pretty much in lockdown, but we could take like a little view of the area. And they were fascinated with the rabbi. Yeah. Like, what do you look like Jesus Christ, our Savior? I mean, it's just so funny that they call him that. Like, I can't imagine moving there.
Sounds like it's about 50 days, and you end up,
But there's a lot to do there, like.
yeah, no wonder.
Yeah, it's a very cool city. But yeah, this is definitely small compared to Boston. It's definitely everything from Boston.
Anyway, I better. You're up next. Say hello to the other people, and you're manning the.
I am manning the YouTube. Yeah.
Recovering nicely?
I had to go home because my husband had a program that was I'll be doing a lot of Ubering. I don't think I'll be doing a drive for 6 months. Probably be able to drive for the first Rob will be there. This week Rob will be there, but who knows? Like, who knows? I have a holiday party. I have a holiday party. For 15 minutes, and we're meeting. So he's like, well, will you get a ride home? I'm like, I'll just Uber home. Like, what am I supposed to do? I call for an Uber and I write in the instructions. On crutches will need help getting in the car. Someone else. No one else. How are things with you?
We are well. Doing great.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen you since then.
Yeah.
Pictures are great online. You run into any bad weather, driving or anything? Everything was easy and good?
We got after
Right.
sunshine.
Because I think that morning we were leaving, wasn't I-90 closed to all passengers going east and west?
Yeah, what was it? Buffalo was supposed to get 6 foot, from
I just remember I-90 being closed. I'm like, okay, well, they're not taking 90, they're taking 79. But 90 was closed from New York to Ohio. And I was thinking of you. The next time I thought about it, I saw your pictures already that you were in.
We're in Charlotte.
Oh, they made it, good.
Yeah. Okay,
That's nice.
And you said you were
I have a closing next week.
It's definitely a very chronic event.
It's been very difficult for me. Nothing.
I took, my phone let me through the,
Where's the word? Way worse. 20 times worse. And I had to do that.
yeah. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting feeling. It kind of reminds me of Teal, how it's been happening to things that don't. Yeah. I haven't. This is actually
Would you like me to put a short reading in there?
I just finished my
When you log on,
so everything is yesterday I was working on getting my final assignment in, which was speech for my classes. I ended up getting about 2,000 words. Then I had my last day at work exams. No, I'm actually on the internship route. Next semester I have an internship year. Meadville, Scotland. They do content marketing and SEO one. Looking into the Renaissance Center. I'm still trying to figure out the marketing situation.
I don't, is that seat taken?
That is a good question, I don't know.
No, but these aren't. Go ahead, sit down.
I'll be
You can always pull up another chair.
from January
If you don't need label and the
I have. I'm trying to navigate downtown just has been one of the craziest. No. A lot of the parking garages on either one of the users or one of the university students.
You have it? It's in my office, yeah. Oh, no, I know, I don't know.
Don't worry, I will find somebody. Like, I would have it with one. But someone was in
I found the Renaissance Center.
whatever, like, I don't care. No, it was just, I don't know, they said, everybody likes
located by radio, so.
Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom, and it is wonderful to be here. My name is Rabbi Rob Moray, and this is Jesse Thorpe, and we are thrilled to be here as part of Temple Anshe Chesed, and coming to you live from Meadville.
I don't hear you.
You're not going to.
Okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't hear unless you turn off the mute on the.
Okay, as long as that's fine with me.
Sorry, little technical correction. So, thank you so much to everybody who came. We're so thrilled that you're with us, and we want to thank special people who really made it possible. Lauren, where are you? Thank you so much. And Rob, thank you. And Lauren, who else? Lauren? And Ben. And we'll invite Kenna forward to light our Shabbat candles. And in the world of very small Jewish places, Kenna actually grew up at Temple Israel in Michigan, where my kids and I was the director of education there, and so it's nice. Hello, and nice to see you again.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher k'yishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tivanu b'amal l'fnei shel Shabbat.
We're going to turn together to page 128 as we begin Kabbalat Shabbat and we begin our welcoming of Shabbat into our lives and into our hearts. And so to do that, we'll...
The blue numbers.
Alien. So we'll join together in Maya Hayom, how beautiful this day is. Together we turn to page 138, and there we find L'chadoti, that song, that mystical poem that welcomes the Shabbat bride into our hearts. And so we're going to do verses 1, 2, 5, and 9.
Shalom
Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, a psalm for Shabbat.
Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, Tov Levodos Adonai, Uzamer Leshimcha Elyon, Uzamer Leshimcha Elyon. Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, Tov Levodos Adonai, Uzamer Leshimcha Elyon, Uzamer Leshimcha Elyon. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, באמונתך בלילות, עלי יסור בעלי נבל, עלי הידיון וכינור.
Just when you thought it was safe to stay seated, we're about to do a prayer called Shalom Aleichem, which in a Jewish way, this is the official Jewish way of greeting people, right? So you may be walking down the street and see somebody new and you say, Shalom Aleichem, and the person says,
Alechem Shalom.
which means hello, and the first is Shalom Aleichem, Shalom is peace, Aleichem is on you, okay? Peace be on you, and the response is Aleichem Shalom, on you may there be peace. So, you have to get up, put your book down on your seat, you go find somebody you don't know and greet them and say, Shalom Aleichem, Aleichem Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem. Shalom.
Hi, I'm Pink.
Hi, I'm Hannah. Nice to meet you. Hi.
When you know the name. And let's switch around her left foot. Shalom Aleichem. Hi.
I know that I thought you were here,
We love to. Oh, it's wonderful.
And you can find your seats once again.
I'm very fresh out. I'm taking steps on my own, but a few more weeks, precious. Even longer grace, but whatever.
And so we'll turn together to page 142 and join in that very greeting.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaShaarei, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Malachei Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mimelech Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We rise together and we turn to page 144 for Chatzit Kaddish.
Amen. Gamadi Barachute, V'amlich Malchute, V'chayechonu Yochechom, U'chayechom Beit Yisrael. Bagala, Bagala, U'bizman Karim, B'meru Amen. Yesh Me'avan Yorav, Ve'alam Lam Me'amayav, Yitbarach, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitvar, V'yitramam, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitaleh, V'yitalal, Shmei Kodesha, Leila, Mincho Berchata, V'shirata, Tushehata, V'nechemata, Tamira Me'oma, V'yiru Amen.
We remain standing and turn to page 146 for Baruch Hu, our call to worship.
Baruch Hu Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach,
Please be seated as we continue, page 148. Ma'ariv Aravim, that prayer that thanks God for the miracle, the wonders of creation.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher mitbaro ma'ariv aravim, v'chokhma poteach sha'arim, u'bitmuna meshaneh etim, u'machalif et hazmanim, u'misader et hakochavim, u'mishmerotehem b'rakia kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, olel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, u'ma'avir yom u'mevi layla, U'mavdil ben yom u'ben layla, Adonai Tzevaot Shemo. El Chai v'Kayam, Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv Ha'aravim.
Let's join together in the English on page 151. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives us to us, and the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than its holiest of your words, and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Elohei Hamon Yisrael.
Beit Yisrael, Amechavta, Amchavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Ukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Otanu limadeta. Al Kain Adonai Eloheinu b'shachbenu, U'kumeinu nasiach b'chukecha, V'nizmach b'divrei Toratecha, U'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu, ve'orech yameinu, U'ba'em negei olam v'layla, negei olam v'layla. Ve'ahavatcha tasir, Imenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael.
We rise together as we turn to page 152. And we join together in Shema, thinking about God as being one and singular and unified.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated, and we'll continue with a hafta on page 154, which speaks to us of the way in which we think about God. Thinking about God when we lie down, when we rise up, when we're going around and about our day, and when we're teaching those who come after us.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך. ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ושוכבך ובקומך. ושרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך. ובכתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם לארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם.
Page 157. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth together. The high heavens declare your glory, the earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
And on page 158, we join in our song of freedom. מלכות אחר ובניך בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים זה אלי אני ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב ולא מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. Page 161. Let's join together top of the page. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will.
Shalom Aleinu el kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim Shalom. Baruch atah Adonai haborei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu le'al kol amo Yisrael.
Top of page 162. We joined in prayer called Vishamru, which literally means we guard. What are we guarding? We're guarding this treasure that we call Shabbat, this treasure of time, this island of time that is up to us to create. And we can create it in synagogues and in beautiful rooms like this, or outside or wherever. But it's because we work to do it. That's how Shabbat happens. Shabbat doesn't just happen by itself. We have to work at it. We have to do it. So in many ways, we have to guard it and protect it. And in our guarding and protecting it, it in turn nourishes and protects us.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam.
165. Prayer invites God's presence to suffuse our spirit, God's will to prevail in our lives. Prayer may not bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, rebuild a weakened will. We rise together for Amidah.
Adonai, Shabbat Yiftachu fi Arigeli Latecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor HaNorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei HaKol, Ve'zocher Chasei Avot V'imahot, U'mehiru Ba'alim Nebneihem, Leman Shelo Ve'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magei, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Yisrael Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, V'chayei Avot HaHoshiach, Mashim HaRuach, Tori HaGashem, Mechachel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechayei HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim, Somed Noflim V'Rofei Cholim, U'Mazir Asurim, U'Mekayei Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Bal Gevurot, U'Mido Melach, Melech Nevid U'Mechayei, U'Masliach Yeshua, V'natah Chayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei HaKol. Atah Kadosh Shemcha Kadosh, Kadoshim B'chol Yom Yahalu Chasela. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
Please be seated as we continue page 171. Days pass, and the years vanish, and we walk sightless among miracles. God, fill our eyes with seeing and our minds with knowing. Let there be moments when your presence, like lightning, illumines the darkness in which we walk. Help us to see, wherever we gaze, that the bush burns unconsumed, and we, by touched by God, will reach out for holiness and exclaim in wonder, how filled with awe is this place? We did not know it. Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. Page 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. Together.
May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise.
On page 175. Ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer, wherever we live, wherever we seek you. In this land, in Zion restored, in all lands, you are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence.
Adonai, תמיד עבודת ישראל. ישראל עמך. אל קרוב בכל קרוב פני, אל עבדך לחננו. שפוך רוחך עלינו. ותחזינה עינינו בשובך לציון. ברחמים. ברוך אתה אדוני המחזיר שכינתו
Page 177. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, the awareness of soul, our life within, for the world around us, so filled with beauty, the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, atov shimcha l'cha na'eh lehodot. We join together in our prayer for peace, top of page 179. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim the message to all peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. Make contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul. May the love of your name hallowed every home and every heart. Praise are you, eternal one, who blesses our people with peace.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. B'tov beinecha levarech et Alecha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam.
quiet, calm. We leave the prayer book aside. Look inward to the prayers that are in our own hearts, our own minds.
Adonai, Suri, Adonai, Suri, Begali, Begali.
We turn together to page 371. And there we find the text of our prayer for healing. We ask God for healing in so many different ways. Healing can come in healing of body and mind and heart and soul. We especially mention Pat Hanna, Doug Ford, Steve Tottleman, Irv Weinman, Diane Levy, Joan Rosenthal, Scott Gordon, Sarah Parton, Tony Manchester and family, Frank Fusara, Renee Goldman, Jay Kaler, Debbie Perry, Amy Doherty, Dick Metcalf, Sharon Johns, Shelley Schloss, Diane Kaler, Bernice Fox, Julie Matthews, Dane Marcinowski, Maggie Lee, Noyak Rinberg, Robert Wozniak, Pam Waters, Orlin Moray, Sydney Scrementi, Andy Green, and Martha Snyder. If you are joining us via our live stream, please add any name that you would like into our chat. If you are here, as I look around and if you would like to add a name, please do so. We join together in our prayer for peace, or prayer for healing.
Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Yishevera, Yirotenu, Bekor HaBracha, Leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Shabbat Shalom.
Each week, we read a different section of Torah, one of the different parshiot, the different sections. And this week, we are reading Vayishlach, which is in the middle of the Jacob sagas. So Jacob, as you may know, starts fairly early in his career of sort of hanging out at home while his brother Esau goes out into the field to hunt. Jacob becomes kind of the favorite child of his mother. Esau becomes the favorite child of the father. As the story relates, Jacob essentially steals the birthright, steals the inheritance from his brother, and then has to flee because his brother is going to his brother wants to get him. I grew up as an only child, so I don't really understand this whole sibling rivalry thing, but my 4 children certainly taught me well. So there's a bit of sibling rivalry going on, and Jacob flees and is now in his adult years about to reconnect with his brother. And as you can imagine, anytime you have to sort of confront this sort of thing that you may have done that was wrong, and it's been a long time, he's worried. He's worried about what's going to happen and how Esau is going to respond. And so he wants to go spend some time by himself. And we find him on the top of a mountain, and he goes to sleep. And he wakes up, and he is immediately confronted by what he sees as a man. And they wrestle. And they wrestle all night long. And all night long, Jacob and this being are wrestling back and forth. And eventually, the man says to Jacob, "Okay, let me go now." And Jacob says, "I'm not letting you go. Who are you?" And it turns out that Jacob has been wrestling with what the tradition thinks is an angel. Right? But who knows? An angel can be, angels in Jewish life are not the sort of white little beings with wings, right? That's not what we have. We have angels, which is really, the Hebrew word it tends to mean it's a messenger. So an angel is really the way in which God's message comes to whatever the scenario or situation is. And the angel says to Jacob, "You've been wrestling." And the rabbis sort of fill in the bits and pieces of the story, and ultimately, Jacob is wrestling with God. Jacob is wrestling with what his understanding of what God is. And in return, Jacob gets what most of the patriarchal, matriarchal characters get, is a change in name. And so he transforms from Yaakov, which really has to do with being a heel, because he's grabbing onto the heel of his brother as the twins were being born. But he changes from Yaakov to Yisrael. Now, Israel, right? People of Israel. What does it mean? What does that word mean? Good. Okay, Craig, thank you. Yes, did you what do you think? No? You sure? One who wrestles with God, Yisrael. So, which is actually where we get most of how we interact with God, right? As a Jewish community, it's always wonderful for me to have guests come into the synagogue, and one of the inevitable questions is, well, what does Judaism believe about God? And my response is almost, how much time do you have? Because there are so many different ways that we as Jews can look and interact and think about God. And so, when we become the people of Israel, we become this whole community that wrestles with God. That wrestles with the questions of, Did God create the whole world? Does God control our actions? Is there free will? All of those really fundamental questions in our lives. And, of course, the quip or the joke is, if you ask, 2 Jews, you get 6 opinions. Right? And that's really coming from this text, this ancient text that has Jacob wrestling, and it's continued in terms of what we do and how we interact with ourselves and our theology and our thinking about God and thinking of text and all of those things. It's all about the questions. It's all about the wrestling, right? It's all about the challenging. Well, what about this? And what about that? And how about this? Because it's in that dynamic of the questions and the answers and the grappling that we begin to get a sense of what we believe. And what each and every one of us believes can be different. And it can all be part of that process of wrestling with God in the same way that Jacob comes to understand himself better after his wrestling match on the top of the mountain. So, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We are going to turn together to page 586 and rise for Elena, middle of the page. When cherished ties are broken and the chain of love is shattered, only trust and the strength of faith lighten the heaviness of the heart. At times, the pain of separation seems more than we can bear. But if we dwell too long on our loss, we embitter our hearts and harm ourselves and those around us. The psalmist said that in his affliction he learned the law of God. And in truth, grief is a great teacher when it sends us back to serve and bless the living. We learn how to counsel and comfort those who, like ourselves, are bowed with sorrow. We learn when to keep silent in their presence, and when a word will assure them of our love and concern. And so even when they are gone, those who have departed are with us, moving us to live as in their higher moments they themselves wish to live. We remember them now. They live on in our hearts as an abiding blessing.
We are in the period of Shiva for Marion Chestner, the period of Shloshim for Bruce Fleischig. And on this Shabbat, we observe yard site for Aline Stone, Junior Schuster, Louis Urschler, Lily Ann Parker, Charles Rosenzweig, Abraham Adler, Elise Ehrlich, Jenny Goff, Solomon Kahn, Ignaz Klein, Etta Levy, Ruth Strauss, Cora Rosenthal, Abraham Schaffner, Jacob Zaslow, Louis Zupan, Nathan Jacobson, Abraham Krohn, Morton Nauman, Albert Loebman, Robin Pierce Mattis, A.J. Sunstein, Sarah Kramer, S. Bell Cohn, and Pippi Bernheim Buka. If you are joining us via live stream and you would like to add a name, please add the name into our chat. If anybody here in person would like a name, please do so as I look around.
Emery Medvin, Jim Fitch,
Michael Shapiro and Danielle Duncan. Virginia Schwartz.
We rise together. We turn to the words of Kaddish on page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divrah v'yotei yamliv machutei, v'chayakon v'yom echon, v'chayei t'chol beit Yisrael, v'agalah v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah v'barach v'elam l'ameh amayah. Yitvarach v'yishabach v'yitvar v'yitvaram v'yinaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei kedusha v'ribui le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata dushmata v'nevanata taviran v'yalma v'yimru amen Yehi shama b'rabba min shmaya v'yim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimru amen Oseh shalom v'romav Uri Aseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Yisrael, Yimru Amen. Please be seated. Invite Lauren forward to give us directions of what to do after we finish the service.
I think we'll just move chairs around tables and the food is outside.
And Ben, do you have any Hillel announcements?
We're gonna announce a new board, but we haven't decided who's doing it.
Thank you for coming and making this event the turnout that it was.
Thank you. All right. So we're going to conclude with Od Yavo Shalom.
Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Now, we have people who are going to do Kiddush and Motzi.
Okay, well, Charlie built on me, so I'm good, bro.
Okay.
Alright.
You're up.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam v'leinu v'yichada.
Amen.
I swear I had about this.
And we want to thank Julie Cohen from Temple for baking a fresh, beautiful loaf of velvet.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julie.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi nefesh
Amen.
And we'll cut it up and we'll have it out on the table. Okay, Shabbat Shalom. If we can get some help putting the chairs around the tables, that would be fantastic. Thank you.
Take your book. Your name once again? Corlin and Kim.
Can I stop anything or not?